King Hippo is the 5th fight in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and he is probably the most unique opponent. You are unable to get any stars on him, and knocking him down a single time will always result in a knockout. On top of that, there is no guard manipulation to sneak punches through, giving players very little to work with. In fact, the only way to deal damage to him is to wait for him to open his big mouth and then punch him. This doesn't give us a whole lot to work with, so naturally, this fight has always had one simple game plan. Hope King Hippo opens his mouth and counterattack. This is the short history of the King Hippo world record. To begin, King Hippo has two kinds of punches. The closed mouth punch, which is a waste of time since we can't use it to deal any damage, and the open mouth punch. That's the one we want. King Hippo will only select an open mouth punch 3/8 of the time. Every fighter begins with 96 health, so if we were to always get open mouth punches, how many would it take to beat Hippo? The naive answer would be 4 opens, as shown by this fight. You see the face punch deals 3 damage, followed by 8 left gut punches, also dealing 3 damage each. However, there is a way to increase the amount of damage we deal on each open-mouthed punch. If you are able to connect your face punch on any of the first 5 frames of Hippo's open mouth punch, then you are rewarded with a 5 damage face punch, followed by 9 gut punches dealing 3 damage each, for a total of 32 damage. If you are able to connect on the first 5 frames on 3 opens, you will do exactly 96 damage, just enough to knock out the big fella. And that's it. That's as simple as this strategy was. You just have to hope for his first 3 attacks to be 3 opens, and land your face punches as early as possible. Seems easy enough. Well, there was one other small thing. Before Hippo's second punch, there is a small variation in his pattern. All this does is assign a delay for in between punches 2 and 3 and punches 3 and 4. Obviously we don't care about the one between 3 and 4, since any fast fight would beat him on his third punch. Hippo has a 50-50 chance to either assign a 12 frame delay or a 28 frame delay before punch 3. Clearly, the shorter the delay, the better. So now we can map out the optimal fight. Get an open on punch 1, get an open on punch 2, get the short delay, and then get the open on punch 3. This brings the odds to just under 1 in 38. Not bad at all. On some unknown date, most likely in the very early 2000s, D. Tysonator reported that he managed to beat King Hippo in a time of 37.82 seconds. This was a remarkable time, but it was known that this fight could go a tiny bit lower. The perfect King Hippo fight was set at 37.61 seconds. Due to the way the decimal system works, it's possible that D. Tysonator was only a single frame away. Hitting King Hippo in the mouth early on the first 5 frames was pretty hard, but that wasn't going to be good enough to get a time of 37.61. A perfectly executed fight that hits all the opens on the first frame and gets the fast delay will end up on the first frame of 37.61. This means a perfect time can be achieved as long as no more than 2 frames are wasted through the entire fight. The fight you are seeing now hits the last frame on each open, and that fight ends on the second frame of 38.00, not even on this small chart I've put up. Hitting the first frame of an open is very difficult, but Hippo does have a very subtle tell that he is about to perform an open mouth punch. Just before, he will shake up and down twice, and this is the visual cue you should use when timing the face punch. It wasn't too much longer after when Matt Turk jumped on the scene and started claiming all the world records in this game, and King Hippo was no exception. On October 19th, 2004, Matt Turk claimed the first King Hippo fight of 37.61 seconds, which was on this now deleted Game FAQs thread. Although there is no video, his skill and knowledge of the game was enough for people to accept that he was the first person to finish the perfect King Hippo fight. It would take nearly 5 more years before someone would claim the perfect fight with a video. On October 10th, 2010, Adelakart would submit his perfect run to Speed Demos Archive, the speedrunning hub for quality runs back in the day. Since then, the world record has been tied by nearly 24 different players. Zalad 1 accomplished it in 2015 whilst his main focus was on the Bold Bull 1 fight. When Zalad came to MTPO, he brought along the buffer strategies that he had learnt from playing Super Punch-Out. There is a useful buffer on King Hippo, where by performing 3 right dodges at the start of the fight, this would guarantee your face punch would land on the first frame of King Hippo's open mouth, removing 1 point of failure from the fight. In modern times, Zalad's buffer continues to be the preferable strategy amongst people going for the fastest time. However, there is an alternative. In 2019, Lucandor158 and Zoxox revealed a way to manipulate the RNG for punches 1, 3, and 4 for King Hippo. There is a known adjustment to this that will guarantee opens on punches 1 and 3, but you will have to roll the dice on punch 2, meaning the odds to get the perfect time can be set at just 3 in 8. Either way, King Hippo is just another fight in the major circuit that reached its limit a long time ago.